Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kriti Tiwari, and today I am bringing you a very special tutorial. So, I'm also starting a series where we'll be working with multiple animals, and we are starting a sea otter for today. Make sure that you like the video, subscribe so you are not missing out on future tutorials. Very simple. For the materials and everything, you can just check out the description. Everything is there in detail, and if you feel like you have any doubt, please feel free to comment, message, and I'll try to respond back to you. For the sea otter or the any animal subject that we are painting, very important it is that we understand if we want to work in wet on wet technique or wet on dry technique. This particular sea otter I am doing on using wet on wet technique. So I've put water at the base of the entire otter, and then I'm using my burnt sienna mixed with burnt umber for the whole body. Always make sure that you're switching from large brush to smaller brush depending on the area that you're working. Now that the whole body is done, we also want to make sure that we are removing the colors from areas which are lighter in shade, right? So remember the tutorial that I shared on values like lights and shadows. If you have not done those basic tutorials, please check the link above and make sure that you're doing those tutorials. Okay. And before we actually move ahead, I also wanted to make you aware that we are not repainting this in a very traditional way, and I want to do some expressions on the artwork, and hence that bottom layer that I'm doing is very instinctively done, right? So it's up to you what kind of splatters you want to make, what kind of colors you want to add in the bottom, you want to add a salt texture or not. That's up to you, and you can do it by your choice. Okay. Also make sure that you're giving some soft effect, some transition to the fur. We are not painting fur, every fur in detail. Okay, we are going to give an impression that there is a fur. Okay, once you are done with the bottom effects, move on to the whole body and lay out the furs like in an impression style, like you're giving them slight impression that the furs are there, and also make sure that the directions of fur are matching, right? So you don't, for animal, I think one thing very important is that you make sure that you're matching the direction of the fur. Okay. So the reference picture that I'm using for this otter has like wet fur because the otter is coming out of the water and hence it has wet furs, right? So after giving minimalistic fur effects, we also want to make sure that some furs are basically sticking together, so they form some structure, right? And those structures is something that we are trying to put on the paper. Okay. From here onwards, we are working towards correcting the values. So wherever darker shades are needing, we'll just darken it and then soften the area. So now I'm basically putting that darker shade and then taking my clean brush and softening that area. Okay. And then see, very roughly we are giving the fur texture on wet again because we don't want any hard edges. If you are new to watercolors and want to explore this medium in detail, I also have a structured beginner course. You can find the details of this in the description below. Once you're satisfied the basic fur detailing that you have done, now it's time to move on and sharpen the details of the wet fur. Okay, now wet fur, when they stick together, they are forming a V kind of structure, and that is what I'm emphasizing more on. So I'll take a bundle of fur, like a zoom, and then make it V, look like V, like they are all stuck together, right? So that's what we are doing now. So I think the fur is done, and now we concentrate on refining the details like ear, mouth, nose, eyes, and then the mustache and everything that's coming out, right? All the hair that belongs to those areas. So we just sharpen all the feature details now. And in my case, I have always focused on the animal body first rather than on the face itself. I don't know why that is way, but that's how I have worked. Like, so you will always notice that the features are the last thing that I do in my watercolor paintings. There's no rule for that. You can decide it on your own. Okay. very important rule to remember is that you have to let your bottom layer dry before you do another layer on top of it. Okay, and then you can always go back and do the glazing. If you don't know glazing, please make sure that you subscribe me, because I'm going to be doing a lot of process oriented or technique oriented videos in the future as well, so you should not be missing that out, and click the bell icon so you're not missing out on any tutorial that I post here moving forward. Thank you for painting along and watching this tutorial, guys. If you enjoyed this and want step-by-step guidance, I have a full watercolor course linked in the description below. Do check that out, and I warmly welcome you inside my community. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.